The Steam Deck is a brilliant gaming device, but just how good is it as a computer? I swapped out my laptop for the day to find out. The Steam Deck runs on a Linux operating system, and all you have to do is enter the desktop mode for a very familiar computing experience. You can get to work straight away using the Steam Deck's built-in controls, though it is recommended to connect a keyboard and mouse for an optimal experience. The Steam Deck display isn't really suited for long periods of productivity though, so I went ahead and picked up a Steam Deck dock as well as an HDMI cable and connected that to my external monitor. There is an official Steam Deck dock which goes for around £99 or dollars, but I wouldn't recommend getting that because there are plenty of third-party versions on Amazon that go from between £30 and £50. The one that I got came with more than enough ports, and the main thing to watch out for is that it provides 45 watts of power so that you can actually charge your Steam Deck while you're using it in a docked mode. For someone who's used to using macOS, it turns out that Linux is a pretty familiar, if not stripped back experience. But if you're going to push the Steam Deck a little bit further, don't make the mistake that I did, which was to research the applications you wanted to install and then try to do them via the console. I wasted at least half an hour trying to do this before I realised that you could just install applications directly using the Steam Deck's Discovery Store. I may be naive, but I was also really impressed to see just how many familiar applications you can install via this method, as well as quite a few that I hadn't come across. Applications like Todoist, Anki, and even Duolingo are just a one-click install. And you can even get Spotify running on the Steam Deck, which is pretty cool if you've got it hooked up to some good speakers. One of the nice little discoveries that I made was a markdown text editor called Ghostwriter. It's a distraction-free typing experience, and it has a nice little glossary of all the different markdown commands you can use, which is a great way to learn that particular script. It looks like there are tons of more sophisticated applications available if you want to get into data visualization or some kind of coding, but for my purposes, the main game changer was actually just being able to install Chrome and start using web apps. Very much like today's video sponsor, Scrintal. Scrintal is a knowledge-based productivity app that combines the best of network note-taking with mind mapping. Think of it as a giant database where every single piece of writing you create is recorded in a card format that can also be rearranged on a mind map. You can add images, video links, and even hashtags to these cards, and once they're on your board, you can then connect them to other cards to show some kind of relationship between the two concepts. It's brilliant for complex research assignments, like the time I was trying to figure out exactly how Disney's business model worked, and thanks to great search functionality, you can make sure that you never lose any information ever again. To try out Scrintal for yourself, check out the link in the description of this video and use the code intentional10 on their checkout to receive a 10% discount on their personal pro plans. That's valid for 4 weeks from publication, but I want to say thanks so much for Scrintal for their continued support of this channel, and if you do check them out, then why not on the Steam Deck, because it works perfectly in the Chrome browser there. You can do a surprising amount with web apps these days. It's not just about checking your emails or looking at spreadsheets and Google slide presentations. You can even delve into a bit of content creation if you want to use Canva or Adobe Express. The big drawback of the Steam Deck is you're not really going to be able to install those professional programs like Photoshop or Lightroom without installing Windows completely. You are going to be somewhat limited in terms of accessories too. For example, it's pretty hard to get a webcam to connect with the Steam Deck. I know some people have found a workaround where you can use a mobile phone. That said though, if you are just sticking to general productivity tasks and maybe you don't want to pick up a dedicated computer for it, then the Steam Deck could actually serve as a low-key companion whenever you need to just get stuff done. I could absolutely see this as a great option for students who want a really good gaming console and a laptop on a budget price. The Steam Deck is a gaming console first and foremost though, so check out this video to see how I got on as a casual gamer. Thanks again for watching and checking out Scrintal, and I'll see you in the next one.